Here's T-Bone and Heather on Star 98.3 and 97.7 The Bay.
Hello, my friends.
Good morning, all.
It is 13 minutes after 7 o'clock, 7:13. It is Friday morning, and you know what that means.
Here's Johnny.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
How are ya?
I am happy to be back here.
Yes.
I hate having to take any time away from these wonderful Fridays we have here.
But you have another job and another life out
There's
there.
like a
But this
mortgage,
is the
right?
fun stuff.
I know.
I like the fun stuff.
Sure.
We all do.
Right.
Speaking of the fun stuff, nothing funner than going to a movie.
Funner?
Nothing. Yeah, that's
Nothing
right.
more
Funner?
fun.
Nothing more
More fun.
funner. Come on,
Yeah.
learn to speak, Heather. What's going on at the movies?
It is a weird weekend. And by that I mean we have two of the weirdest movies that I've seen in a while.
Okay.
The first is called Him. Have you guys seen anything about Him?
I have not
No.
seen a thing.
So it's the premise is there's a up and coming football star who's going to the training facility of the veteran star who he's meant to replace.
Is this Jordan Peele?
Yep, yeah.
Yep,
Jordan Peele,
okay.
like Marlon
Yep.
Wayans
Okay.
plays the elder statesman football player, and basically he gets to the training camp. And as soon as you get there, they inject him with some kind of vitamin mixture. And, and I don't know why I'm doing air quotes when nobody
Right.
out there can see them.
Right.
But, and what follows is it's like an art house indie movie, kind of. And it's not like, when you talk about a up-and-coming football player, Jordan Peele, horror movie
Right.
in the desert, this is not what you would expect.
Okay.
And honestly, I didn't have a bad time with it. It was just very odd, and I would struggle to
Because
find.
it wasn't what you were expecting? Or?
It wasn't what I was expecting, but it also just wasn't coherent, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It was just kind of, because a lot of it, with these art house type movies, you get a lot of weirdness for the sake of weirdness. You get a lot of stuff that's not connected, and you have to fill in the dots, and sometimes that's good. Sometimes, Inception or something like that. That's not art house, obviously, but where you have to think about it. Sometimes that's good. But this was just very odd, and I don't know for the life of me who the audience for this would be.
Oh, wow.
This movie,
So-
based on what you have said, and when you were talking about it, I remembered I did see the preview for it. This movie, to me, if I was going to put it into a musical genre, would be like...
A musical genre?
A musical genre, right. It would be heroin jazz.
Yeah, you know what? I don't think I could find a better one. That's almost perfect. Yeah, heroin jazz is the genre I would loop this in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it's there's great performances. It looks visually stunning, but it's just so odd, and it's just the things that are coherent are so far right of weird that it's hard to latch onto them.
Yeah.
So and the story's not really there fully, but I just I just don't think there's an audience for this out there. Even if so just be aware if you're a Jordan Peele fan,
Okay.
that you're not going to walk into Get Out or any
Yeah.
of his other recent films that you may have loved. This is
Sometimes
totally different.
I don't know this to be the case with Jordan Peele. I don't know, but there are producers and directors that they are so steeped in their own confidence that they refuse to self-edit.
Right.
M.
well,
Night Shyamalan
it's
is a
important to
perfect
know
example.
that. So Jordan Peele's involved in this. He has a heavy-handed. You can tell it's him. He's not the director of it.
Okay.
So he didn't direct a movie. And then maybe that's where some of the weirdness comes from. But
Maybe so.
he's attached his name to it for sure. So
Okay, Him. Out in
him.
theaters
Yep.
now.
The
The other
Stranger.
one is definitely on the other side of horror, but A Big Bold Beautiful Journey with Margot Robbie and Colin
Yeah,
Farrell.
right.
It's a very sliding doors, type.
Don't they
film.
literally find a door somewhere?
Yeah, so literally, it's sliding doors. So it's these two. I was going to say a couple, but they're not a couple. It's two single people, Colin Farrell and Margot Robbie, who are going to a wedding. They rent a car from a company called A Car Rental Agency.
Okay.
And
Okay.
it's like a 92 Saturn
Okay.
that they rent them.
Gotcha.
But along the way, they find that they can go through these doors and they can revisit sections of their life and possibly change the future. And again, amazing premise. But this really seemed like one of those films where like I have a great take on that whole change your past to change your future type thought, and they didn't really think too much past the premise. They have the great premise, but they didn't execute on it. It's another very odd movie. I would put it above Him, but it was just very weird.
Would that movie have been better if instead of being a movie, it was a series, and each episode they go through a different door, so they can really flush it out. And
yeah, I mean, I think it had a few more problems than just that, but I think that's an excellent point, and that's really a thought process that people have to make nowadays. These I won't even say filmmakers, these creators, because you do have those two options. You do have a world where there's not stigma between,
right.
If anything, I think TV and streaming release is almost more accepted than theatrical release at some points.
Yeah.
But I think there's still a stigma as far as the creators go, where they're like, "Well, I'm a film director.
Gotcha.
I don't want."
Sure.
But when you have something that because a movie, if it's more than 2 hours, you're going to lose your audience unless you have something really, really, really compelling.
Got to be pretty strong.
Yeah, and you can't fit a lot of detail into 2 hours if we're being honest.
Right.
So that's why whenever you have a book that's made into a movie, people always have a problem with it because you can never bring all the details, so you're inevitably missing parts of the book people like. And that's the benefit of series, and I think they need to think more about that.
Okay. But anything else coming out this week that you're like, yeah, that looks good?
Not coming out new in the theaters, but if you haven't seen Superman and you have HBO Max, it is officially released on HBO Max today.
Oh, okay.
So, yep.
I liked it. It was all right. It was very dark.
I liked it better than all right.
Dark? You thought it was dark?
I thought it was dark.
I thought it was dark?
I thought it was dark, yeah. I did. Compared to like that. Superman's, it was... It starts off with him. Well, I don't want to, ruin it for anybody, but it just starts off with
him all beat up.
Yeah. I mean,
that was in the trailers. I think we can put that out there. But yeah, I mean, if you compare it to like the 1978 Richard Donner Superman, I can see that a little bit.
Yeah, it is.
But I liked it. I mean, it's definitely a turn from what we saw in Man of Steel and Justice League.
Right.
But I really kind of like this turn with Fantastic Four and Superman coming out this summer. Lord knows we could use a little bit more lightness, a little bit more brightness in our world, and a little bit more happiness. And the movies are making our brighter, happier, and more fun. Mm-hmm. And usually, if you look back in time, the films reflect the time of what people need to see. So,
good point.
I do have a couple of entries for the What's Angela Watching. I was told I had to bring these in.
By all means.
What is Angela watching?
What's Angela watching?
So first is Hunting Wives.
Let me ask you this. Is there ever going to be a time where we can have Angela in?
Oh, I'm sure she would love to.
We should have her in at some point.
Yeah, sure. She can take my seat, my job, whatever. That's fine. Let's do that.
Not what we're saying.
No.
That's not what we're saying.
You guys liked her better anyway.
Hey, okay, so Hunting Wives.
The Hunting Wives, which, full disclaimer, I did not see this in full, but anybody I talked to about it has confirmed, do not watch this with the kids in the area.
Not with the kids. I can confirm that.
Yeah.
Is this the one that we watched with
where they did naked a lot.
Malin Ackerman, Brittany Snow.
Yes, okay, yes. It's like Texas, and it's like rich Texas wives.
But
and
weirdly, in this part of Texas, they don't have clothes. And no access to them.
They do. Yeah. But it's like rich wives in a community.
Right.
And then there's a mystery, and somebody gets shot, and somebody else gets framed for it. So
Okay, gotcha. And
what
then,
else? AKA Charlie. Is the Charlie Sheen documentary. Have you guys watched this?
We
did. We watched that.
We watched it.
I, again, only caught parts of it. But she went on and on about how crazy he was. But the one thing that really stuck with her at the end of it is how good of a dude Martin Sheen is.
Oh, my God.
He is.
Best father.
I'm going to tell you right now.
Amazing.
Unwavering.
Talk about a North Star. Talk about a guy who never, ever
gave up.
Said, I've done all I can do. I've done all I can do. I'm not doing this anymore. He didn't do that at all.
He did everything.
And he has the means where he could have still been doing something, quote unquote, but like just paid somebody else to do it. But no, he was personally involved.
Yep.
And the thing is, like, even he wasn't in the documentary, but that even shows more. Like, he's there for the points that matter, not the public publicity of it.
I'll tell you something.
Seriously,
made me want to be a better dad,
Yeah.
and also hope that my kids don't turn out like Charlie Sheen.
Oh my gosh!
Your lips to God's ears, right?
Please.
But I hate to even say this. I watched the documentary, and at the end of the documentary, I said, "This sobriety is not going to take."
I don't. Well, 7 years. It's been 7 years. So
I don't know. I don't know.
He's 7 years sober at this point.
So, according to the documentary, I believe he said he was 7 years.
It seems crazy that Winning and Tiger Blood was that long ago. But
I hope I'm wrong. Yeah, be wrong. That would be great. Because I'm not vested in the guy, but I'm not rooting for anybody's downfall. But I just when I was watching it, I mean, there was a lot of culpability. There was a lot of recognition of the wrongs he had done. But somehow, somewhere back, just a little...
The ego is there.
I was just like, but do you feel
it's
bad?
like the ego's still there, and something something core is broken in that.
Yeah. There was also, from that documentary, Denise Richards. Richardson?
Richards.
She seemed a little flaky in it, but what she did when she took Charlie Sheen's twin boys in from a different woman, because they were both...
They were going to get taken.
So high and so messed up.
The kids were going to be taken, and she stepped in and said, I'll take care of all the kids.
Wow,
and she
really?
took them for a year. She had those boys for a year.
So they didn't end up in the,
in the system.
Right.
That's heartening to see so much good in an environment that you would assume was
That's the other
toxic.
thing
Even Sean Penn. We were like, he's all right. I'm getting Sean Penn.
Now you're just talking out of school, because
No,
that's crazy. Sean Penn.
I know.
Mister, I look like I always just smelled a fart.
I know.
That guy, he's nails on a chalkboard for me.
Mm-hmm.
I got to tell you, in this, he comes across pretty good. But that was the other thing that drove me crazy about the thing. Charlie Sheen is his whole world is surrounded by supporting wonderful people, and you're still finding ways to break their heart.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
right.
I mean, it's like what they say, you can design a better car alarm, but if someone wants to steal your car, they're always going to steal your car. If somebody's broken inside, and I'm sure that's not the right way to say that, but if somebody has something inside them that is not working right, that they don't fix or they don't figure out,
right?
It doesn't matter how much support they have, how much money they have, how much whatever they have.
I
they're
hope
going to
he
keep
stays
going.
clean.
I do too.
I
hope he found whatever it was that he needed.
The circle back is to, it definitely worth a watch. I mean, it's worth a watch just to see how...
It was crazy.
Amazing that he survived.
That's the other thing.
That's the tiger blood. That's where tiger blood comes
That's
from.
the other thing.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
It's definitely worth a watch because it is crazy, man.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there you go. Fantastic.
Thanks, John.